How's it going, guys? Rocco Lacerdo here from BSI Fitness. Now, with today being New Year's Day, I am very tired, just like everybody else. But, of course, we have to train because movement is medicine. Now, today was back and buys. So I started off with deadlifts. Now, most people would say that deadlifts would be better for leg day. But me personally, I believe that deadlifts working the entire posterior chain, it does activate the legs, but it targets the back, the upper traps, making a thicker back, lower back, and strengthening the core. So it is a great compound movement to start with for back and buys. Now for deadlifts today, I kept it more simple, 4x8 parameter for more bodybuilding. But after the third set, sometimes you just gotta listen to your body. After the third set, I just figured that was enough work for that exercise. So I moved on to the next one after the 3 sets. But I worked up to about 225, keeping it light, focusing on the movement, keeping the core tight, scapulars retracted. After deadlifts, I hit pull-ups for about 3 sets. Now, today was 3 sets, but with pull-ups, it's just how many sets I can do until I start to struggle and only can get 4 or 5 reps out of the pull-ups. After pull-ups, I hit single arm rows. Now, I know some people that have gyms at home, like me, don't have a wide variety of dumbbells. They don't have heavy enough dumbbells to be able to do single arm rows. So, what I decided to end up doing was using the barbell and anchoring it down into the squat rack. Now, when you're doing single arm rows, you want to keep it low, make it a low pull. They'll target the lats where the insertion happens in the lower ribs. Focus more on the contraction at that top of the pull than trying to pull out a lot of reps. And that's what I was focusing on today. Now, of course, the back has a lot of finer muscles from the erector spinae to the latissimus dorsi to the upper traps and lower trapezius. So, of course, I'm going to have to hit a lot of exercises just for the back alone before I even move on to the biceps. And that's generally what I do. So after I hit the single arm rows, I moved on to narrow rows. Now I used an easy curl bar so I could pull it more up to my chest and really squeeze at the top with and contract the lower trapezius fibers. The last exercise I hit before I moved on to biceps was Australians, or inverted push-ups. Now I usually do them on the rings, but if you don't have rings, you could also use the barbell. So I show 3 variations: one where my body is at an angle, one where my body is completely horizontal with my feet planted on the wall, and lastly was on the barbell. Depending on your preference, all of them are great. They hit the lats, the lower trapezius muscles, and your biceps. They also activate the core, depending on how you perform them. Next, I moved on to biceps. Now, all the previous back exercises I worked were working the biceps secondarily. So after I hit back and move on to the biceps, my main focus is just pumping blood into the biceps, not really trying to pull a lot of weight, but more or less focus on the contractions. So first, I hit wide curls for about 3 sets. wide curls, I moved on to narrow curls. I always like to follow up narrow curls with wide curls just because the wide curls you work more of the outside of the bicep, so you move on and work the inside of the bicep, the inner muscle. After I hit narrow curls, I hit 21s. Now, those of you who don't know what 21s are, with a wide grip or narrow, it depends on your preference. I always hit it with a wide grip. You do a half curl for 7 reps, without, and mind you, this without any breaks in between these variations. So 7 reps, half curl. After that, from half, you go to full for 7 reps. And then after that 7, you hit 7 full curls. Lastly, for biceps, I hit negatives. So to get the bar up, I did a bit of a cheat curl. I was using quarters on each side, and I tried to hold it for 10 seconds going down. I did about 3 negatives. Anything more than that is, in a way, I feel not necessary. You're not really working as hard or using the appropriate amount of weight if you can do more than 3 negatives. So 3 negatives each time to get the bar back up. If you don't have a partner, just do a simple cheat curl, making sure not to hurt your back in the process of doing that. If you do have a partner, great. They can help you out with getting it back up. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you had a wonderful start to your New Year's. This is Rocco Lacerdo from BSI Fitness, signing off.